Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Lopez and today we're gonna learn how to do a hand study using painting with drawing ink. For today's project you need a piece of paper, your image, a ruler, pencil, rubber, drawing ink. You can choose what color to use, a paint palette, some water, a pipette if you have one, and 2 brushes. We're gonna be using the pipette just to control the amount of water that we use. So if you don't have a pipette, you can try to use like an old bottle of lens solution or a bottle of American mustard or just a water bottle, anything that you can slowly drip some water so you can control how much water you release. So the first thing that you need to do is copy your image. So in this case I used a grid and then it's a square width, so I just use the width of the ruler. I move the ruler all the way across and then over, and then I have my grid. And then from there is just taking your time slowly to copy each section at a time to make sure that everything is drawn as accurate as possible. Once you finish your drawing, you need to remember to rub out the grid. If you don't rub out the grid, it will show forever under your drawing ink. So please make sure that you rub out any marks of pencil that you don't want to show. The way that we work with drawing ink is we're gonna add a different amount of water in each section of the palette, and then you're gonna put some ink inside, mixing with that water, trying to get different tones of color. Use a piece of paper and test your colors and make sure that each of them is different. You should have some really light, some mid-tones, and some darker colors. To work with drawing ink, we always layer up our color and we start from the lightest tones. So look at your image, find where your lighter tones are, think of them as the ones that are almost white, and use a color that is very almost transparent, and then it's just adding a tiny bit of color at a time. We're gonna use 2 brushes because one of them is gonna serve as a brush and the other one is gonna serve almost as a sponge. So when we try to blend the color, we're gonna use a second brush to remove or blend in the edges of the color. That way we can have a lot of tonal range in your image that goes from a lighter to a darker section. Once you have a first layer, you need to let it dry and then go over with another in another layer with more color. That way you can build up your color and get your darker tones even darker. For any fine sections or any lines, you need to make sure that your paper is completely dry and then use a very fine line, a very fine brush, sorry, to draw all the small lines and all the small details. But the paper has to be dry, otherwise the ink will expand everywhere. And that's it, that's how you use drawing ink. I hope that this was useful. Remember to be patient. Drawing ink and watercolor is something that requires a lot of patience. You need to be careful. Always have some paper towel next to you, that way you can remove the excess of your brushes, especially the brush that you use to blend in your color. Have some paper towel, remove the excess of water, layer up, and that's it. And that's it. That's a very quick explanation on how to use drawing ink to do a hand study in this case. I hope that this was useful. I'm Mr. Lopez. Thanks for watching. Bye.